for several years, back even when I was as young as maybe in my 20s, I wanted to write this book. I looked on the internet and other places that I tried to find something about the history of this area, and there's very little written. And that was something I wanted to do before that history was lost. If I'm walking down Jefferson Street, I wanted people to see how it evolved. This area of the city was the most prominent area where African Americans lived during that period of time. You had hardware stores, you had drugstores, you had even upholstery shops, sewing shops, dentists, accountants, 4 or 5 medical doctors, a few lawyers. From the Jefferson Street Bridge up to about 8th Avenue, which is Rosa Parks now, there were a lot of little businesses, and some of them were black owned. I know there was a cleaners, dry cleaners there owned by a gentleman by the name of Mr. Thompson. Good Jelly Jones, who had like a little barbecue, beer joint, and that kind of thing. So you had a mixture there. People don't know there was a guy named Jack Brown who owned 4 drugstores in this area on Jefferson Street and right off of Jefferson Street. And that's important, that even back in the 50s and 60s, you know, we had people like that who were entrepreneurs, who opened businesses and were successful. You felt more welcome here, you know, because downtown, as you well know, some places you couldn't sit down and eat. If you went to the theater, you had to go down the alley, then go in and sit upstairs. But we had our own theater, the Ritz Theater, where we could go in and, you know, we felt like it was our theater. It was kind of like a little town within a town. And we had a bird's eye view because my home was on Jefferson. We had a big front porch. So that was part of entertainment. You know, you sit on the front porch and watch people and go by. My book covers Jefferson Street from the 40s to early 70s. And of course, the reason I cut it off there was because that's when the interstate actually came through and pretty much changed the whole complexion of Jefferson Street. And the story I'm trying to tell is, here is a community that existed, that evolved over a period of decades, that is a model community. The only difference is it was predominantly all black.